All right. Good morning, school. What's up? Welcome to episode 77 of the School of Shred, your holistic health and fitness show. If you've never listened to this show before, this is the School of Shred. This is the show that's designed to help you shred your old and make better your new. We don't just shred body fat on this show. We shred limitations, habits no longer serving us, and we shred a little bit of body fat along the way because we are talking about exercise, we're talking about nutrition, but we're also talking about lifestyle. We're talking about spirit training on this show. And today, what we're going to talk about on Wednesday's edition, episode 77, is our standards for success and raising our standards. Because the standards that we hold bear the fruit that we find in our lives. So welcome, everybody. The show is here Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time because I'm located in Seattle, Washington, and that's what time we kick it here. These shows are on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and they're also repurposed to Spotify and iTunes. If you could be so kind as to go and jump on iTunes and do a review, I will give you a free shred gift. Yes, that's right. I will actually mail you a free shred gift. So when you do your review, take a picture of it, send a direct message on any of my social platforms, or email me at john@schoolofshredpodcast.com, and I will hook you up. But with that said, let's go ahead and get started. So today we're doing the old Wednesday edition here. And on the Wednesday edition, we like to talk a little bit of motivation and a little bit, we veer a little bit off of the path of just exercise and nutrition. So this week we've been talking about a few different things. Yesterday we were talking about goal setting. The episode was about the cart before the horse. Today we're going to go over standards of success, and I got a few things that I want to go over that might help you raise your standards so you can manifest more success into your health and fitness endeavors and thus your life. So throw a flex emoji in the comments if you guys are with me today. I see all you guys jumping on. Instagram, I want some participation. Facebook, I want some participation. And YouTube, I want some participation. Say what's up. We're live on all three of you platforms right now. And if you're listening to this in your car on iTunes, I want you to just hold your arm up and flex while you're driving. Hopefully you don't have a stick shift. So what you tolerate, you allow to reside. And so your standards that you hold, they create expectations that you also hold for yourself. And those expectations will bring about results. So if your standard is, I am, say, 10% body fat. That's my standard. Say you start off at 20% body fat. And this is just, we're going to go off a body fat goal here. But if you say I'm going to be 10%, what you do is you change your standard. When you guys are trying to get in shape, you're changing your standard when you go, hey, this is the goal. I'm going to pin this goal. This is what I want right now. And then what happens is when you have that be your standard, you have to learn what do you have to become in order to have that routine? What does that routine look like? That's your expectation. When you have an expectation, that's where we can start to develop discipline and start to go down the path of achieving these goals that we have set for ourselves. So what you tolerate, you allow to reside. So if you allow excuses to creep into your life, and I'm not trying to call anybody out and make you feel bad, but we all make excuses. And so one of the things that we do in the School of Shred is called the triple set. And I actually have people examine their own excuses to certain tasks, which I find to be really fundamental in creating new habits and habit creation. But when you have these expectations, if your expectation is, I got stressed, I'm going to overeat. Well, then you can guarantee yourself that you're going to have backslides and you are dependent on your current emotional state. But if your standard is, if you hold yourself to a higher standard, that's how you start to mitigate a lot of the negative effects that can come from that. So, but you're tolerating excuses. When you tolerate certain excuses in your life, you're going to continue to get those results. And so, tolerating things is one of the big things you gotta examine, is not tolerating certain habits that have gotten you to where you are right now, so you can become who you want to be later. Because if you tolerate things, they reside. And so the analogy I like that I came up with today is that weeds grow where there is no fruit. So if you have a garden and you're not taking up all the space, right, with productivity. So you don't have, vegetables and all this fruit that's actually good for you growing. You'll have weeds that will go and grow in all these open spaces. And so you want to occupy these open spaces. So, and you want to be aware of this. So you want to change your standards. Because if you change your standards, you change your life. And that's something that Tony Robbins has said. Change your standards, you change your life. So I want to get into 3 things for you. So get out a pen and a journal if you're watching this right now and write these things down. And this is the free training for today. So number 1 is self-talk. So changing your self-talk can change your standards. And so there's a few ways that we can do this. We can change our self-talk. Number 1 is we can take affirmation cards. That's my favorite thing to do right there. Is you can actually start to adjust your belief patterns by daily affirmations. You can put sticky notes somewhere. You can write certain quotes of what you believe about yourself or what you want to believe about yourself, who you want to become. You can write those down and have them somewhere that you see multiple times a day. You can also write a list of affirmation cards, and you can have those next to your bed. So you read those in the morning, right when you wake up, when your brain's fresh, it hasn't been polluted by the day. And then before you go to bed, you marinate your brain on this new belief system as you read your flashcards at night. Okay. Self-talk can be one of the most detrimental things. Speaking from experience, self-talk can limit you. And when the ego kicks in, and it will hold you back. This has been a big thing that I've had to overcome in my life personally. And again, if you've listened since the beginning of this show, you'll know that, I said that fitness saved my life and changed my life. And it was through fitness that I started to develop this keen sense of self-talk. Because through fitness, it was a physical manifestation of changing my standard. And then mentally, it made me grow as well. Because fitness is hard. It's a hard journey, but it's worth doing. Just like a lot of things are hard and they're worth doing. So affirmation cards is one of my favorite. Just writing things down. And these are new things that you want to believe about yourself. So I am this, I am that. You have to be careful with I am statements, because if you say I am a failure because whatever it is, maybe you're going to present something at work and you stumble on something. You're like, I'm not a good public speaker. I am this. You got to be really, really careful with that. And so you can reshape that by writing affirmations down and put positive things in there. To become the person you want to be, you need to speak, act like that person. Okay, you need to speak like them. You need to act like them. And you will become that person. And in order to become that person, sometimes it helps if we have the written word on an affirmation. So self-talk is number 1 that can change your standards for success. Number 2 is self-responsibility. You have to take responsibility for your life. Okay, no one's looking out for you. Sorry, if you didn't know that, now you do. No one's looking out for you. Nobody has your best interest in mind but you. I think a big issue that we have is we're not really taught to go from following to leading. I know for me, coming into my own as a man, I was always a really good student, listening to like family members and the alpha males in my family and my uncles and my dad and all that. But the school system kind of teaches us to listen to authority real well, but it doesn't teach us to start to lead and challenge us to really lead our lives. And the reason this is important is because as soon as you're 18, you're responsible for yourself. I moved out of my house when I was 18, out on my own. I became responsible for my whole life. And it took many years slowly of life pushing me around a little bit, and you have to get tougher to realize that nobody's looking out for me except for me. And that might feel defeating in the beginning, but it's actually really freeing. You have to take responsibility for where you're at right now. If you're holding some extra weight, you got to take responsibility for The standards that you have held and the things you've tolerated have gotten you to this point. That's okay, but you have to address those. You have to be honest with yourself. You got to hold yourself responsible for your actions. You can't sit and say and keep this victim mentality. This is belittling people's character and eroding people's character over time. It's not accepting self-responsibility. We live in 2020. We have weak leaders in the political arena. We have weak leaders in every arena right now, and it's a character issue that we have. And personal responsibility needs to come back. It needs to be reinstated, and it can start with you. Okay? Hold yourself to a higher standard. Keep yourself responsible for the things that manifest into your life. And then you also got to learn how to motivate yourself. And that's when you keep yourself responsible, you learn how to motivate yourself. Okay? Because if you realize that your actions are what's bringing the result, then you know your actions bring the result. So if you change them for the better, like if you go for a run today or you work out today, you know that that's going to change the result. So you got to learn how to motivate yourself. You got to realize that you're the one looking out for you. You should take great pride in that. It's a privilege. But you know, a lot of times I hear people when they want to set goals is they speak as though there's like two of them. There's well, I had to do it because of this. And then there's the person who's motivated. Realize that it's the same person. You're letting yourself off the hook. So you need to be responsible for your life. The last thing is self-actualization. So when you improve your self-talk and you take self-responsibility, you can become self-actualized, which is you can realize your potential. When you realize your potential, look out, because you're going to rock. You're going to rock the world. Okay? But it has to start with how we talk to ourselves, you guys. That's what I want for you is I want you to have peace within yourself. I want you to be mentally fit, spiritually fit, and physically fit. We can use this vehicle of physical fitness that we talk so much about on here to develop the mental side, which is going to create success in our lives. So you take self-talk, you accept responsibility for your actions daily. You own the day, every day. I'm reading a good book right now called Today Matters from John C. Maxwell. And it talks about today is the only day that matters. So if you master today and you do the daily dozen that he has listed in there, you add those up, and that creates this compound effect that you're looking for, as opposed to waiting for tomorrow constantly. Today matters. So to finish up, increase your self-talk, improve it. You can do that with affirmation cards. Don't allow negative self-talk. Don't allow negative talk about others. Take self-responsibility, take responsibility for your life, and then you can realize and become self-actualized, which is realizing your potential and what you have to offer. That's episode 77 of the School of Shred. So if you guys want to jump on and learn something, we can go to Webinar Land. You can learn how to shred half your body fat while at home. I know it's a bold statement. I say that every time too. If you guys want to jump on the webinar, go to schoolofshredpodcast.com/webinar. Sign up. We're doing a couple a week. You can jump on there, learn how to get into the school for a very fair price. You're going to get live coaching from me every week. We're actually running our first lecture tonight, our live class today. I'm going to do a live training for all the students, class 101, but you could be part of class 102. So go to schoolofshredpodcast.com/webinar, learn a little bit more about that, get some free training, get your notes out, get into the School of Shred Online Health Academy, change your life. Have a great day, everybody. Today matters, so go make the best of it. Change your self-talk, take your self-responsibility, become self-actualized. I want you to stay strong and healthy in body, stay relentless and energized in spirit, stay determined in your pursuits today. Until next time, class is dismissed. We'll see you guys tomorrow at 9 a.m. Pacific time.